Hi everyone, welcome back to No Sugar with Everything Kraus. No, enough of that. We are not starting.
Clockwork. Every episode, it's like, it's here, he finishes.
I look over and so like laughing at me, like I can't speak without her laughing at me. Anyway, we're getting right into today's episode because we are getting ready to leave for a little family vacay, little family retreat. No, we're not going anywhere warm, unfortunately.
I know, seriously.
I'm like dreaming of one of these years the Kraus retreat will be somewhere warm. Our family just doesn't take warm trips. That is something.
No. People always ask, like, oh, where have you traveled? I'm like, I go skiing.
Yeah, we don't do warm trips. Growing up, it was, like Isol just said, ski trips. So obviously bundling up. The first time I think we ever did something warm was when we went to Florida and we stayed at that like Disney Springs hotel. Do you remember? I got pink eye. And we like ran up the bar tab.
Oh my.
That was like the first time. And that was, obviously it was a vacation, but our older sister Brittany lives in Orlando. So it was like half vacation, but also like didn't fully feel like that. Like we don't travel to warm places.
Like I've never been to an island.
No, it's just crazy. Like I also feel like we sound really snobby right now. Okay, before we keep laughing about this trip,
which we were excited for.
Yes,
I feel like
we're very excited for. But anyway, the reason we bring all this up is because when we go away, especially we're driving there, so we're going to be in the car for a while, but that also gives us the ability to bring a lot of things. But even when we fly places, I feel like we just naturally like to set ourselves up for success on the trip in terms of having the essentials that we know are going to make us feel good when we're there. Mm-hmm. And some of it might seem over the top for people. Listen, you don't have to do it or bring everything that we like to bring. Some of it is just because we're like, listen, I know I'm going to want my supplements there or whatever it is and not feel so like thrown off on vacation. Like vacation, you're supposed to enjoy. If I don't have the necessities that I like to have daily in my life, it's hard for me to enjoy. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, like I'm missing my electrolytes or my creatine. Like I want to be able to have some of those things there. So again, we just plan leading up to the trip. Okay, what can we bring workout wise, supplement wise, snack wise? What are we going to have in the car? How can we prepare for that so that we aren't, eating like crap the whole trip, or especially during the drive? It's going to be a long drive. If you've ever been on the road for a long time, you get to certain places where the only thing around is like McDonald's or a Sheetz, or like not even a Sheetz, like a random gas station that you can't actually get somewhat healthy, good food. So we aren't the best planners when it comes to being on the trips, but when it comes to leading up, I'm like, I don't want to have to buy a single thing out, maybe other than a bottle of water. Yeah. Like that's how prepared I want to be.
So that's really what this episode is going to be about, how to keep a consistent, healthy lifestyle while on your vacation. Just because I think a lot of times people go away on vacations, take these long trips, and yes, they are for fun and it's to let loose and enjoy life and relax, but that doesn't mean you have to drop all of the habits that you do really enjoy. I think when we drop all of those habits, the vacation becomes almost more stressful, especially when we get home from it, right? You get home from this trip and you were just off the rails eating, off the rails drinking, not doing one of your habits, waking up late, not journaling, maybe not praying, and then you get home and it feels like you're kind of like set back a mile long and you have to do all of this work to catch up to where you were before the trip. So we like to set ourselves up for the trip so that when we get home, okay, there may still be like some things that we need to
like
lock
that
in
buffer
on.
Period of, okay, I wasn't like fully locked in on my normal workout routine or normal eating habits because I was in the middle of Tennessee and didn't have access to everything.
Exactly.
I do, but still.
But you get home, you just feel a little bit better easing into that reality. It's such a hard wall when you get home and it's like, oof, back to reality. It almost makes you dread it and it's not a good feeling. So,
well, and I also think for me, like for example, like I, in the past years have gone to Costa Rica with my boyfriend and his family. And I always like to work out in their little hotel or like condo gym area that they have. And they're like, why are you working out? You're on vacation. And for me, not working out ruins my vacation in a way. Now, I'm not working out every single day, like my normal routine. Some people like to do that. I'm just like, I need like 1 or 2 days where I'm still moving my body and feeling good. Because for me, it's such a part of my routine that I love that it truthfully takes away from it if I'm not doing that. Like it would get me in my head. Mentally, it helps me clear my mind, just feel good, and then ready for whatever the day brings. So like I like to keep these healthy habits as a part of even when I'm on vacation in some way because it makes me feel good.
Yeah, because it's a part of your life that you like. You don't just do these habits at home because you have to. You do
Yeah.
them because you get to and you enjoy it. So
Mm-hmm.
why would you drop them on the vacation? Especially, I feel like what you just said about movement. I'm someone who really does get in my head, not because I'm like, oh, I should be working out, but it's just a great way for me to clear my
Mm-hmm.
mind. And I operate differently if I'm not getting outside and walking or
Yeah.
getting my steps in. If I'm feeling like I'm just fueling my body with constant junk, like I don't feel good about myself. And then that kind of ruins my mood in the vacation. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're someone who also knows that about yourself, like this is how to kind of set yourself up for that success.
Exactly. So we kind of prefaced a little bit, but leading up to the trip, like how can you prepare even for like the travel period of getting to where you're going? Because that's where, you know, we're kind of planning, but even how can you prepare when you're on the trip? What can you incorporate in your trip? And again, this doesn't mean to be so structured. Like, trust me, there are going to be days when, like I said, we're going to be trying hiking with the family and stuff, but there's going to be days when we are just kind of chilling and not doing much. And that's okay too. It's important to enjoy your vacation, but these are just things that we kind of want to share that we're doing. So leading up, like I said, we're driving there. So we know, okay, we can bring more in the car, but we can also bring some snacks and some healthy food that we can eat along the way versus having to stop. Even if you're flying somewhere, I think this is a really big thing for me. I like to be prepared because the airport doesn't have the healthiest food, and driving, you're not going to find great places to stop and eat.
Like you're literally not going to find one place where you can stop and eat.
Literally not one place. At least if you care about what you're putting in your body. And if you are anything like us, that does matter to you. So I always like to be prepared, whether it's for a 2-hour flight and I'm bringing, you know, like a Chomps meat stick. Maybe I'm bringing some tart cherries. Like, why are you laughing at
because
me?
man, are we prepared for
I
a
know.
2-hour flight? We bring a full course meal.
When I'm in the car, I could be driving 30 minutes. Like, I want to have a snack on me. So when I'm in the air, supping about it, it's like I need food on me at all times. And people say like it's not good to eat when you're flying because like of how you digest it. Like, I'm like, I don't care. I don't listen to that rule. Like,
I need food every minute of the flight.
No, for real. So an 11-hour car ride, you best believe I'm going to be prepared for that thing because I need snacks at all times. But again, I want to make sure I'm eating snacks that are not going to make me feel like crap and be like, oh, wow, I just like ate a bunch of crap. I don't want to feel like that. So I feel like you can prepare, like we're going to make homemade sourdough sandwiches. So we got lunch meat, we made some sourdough bread. We're all going to make a sourdough sandwich. That way it's like, okay, that's at least a meal in the car and it's not just snacking. What other snacks can we bring? We can bring some fruit with us, apples, bananas, easy to bring with us, even easy to have there on the trip. So it's like you don't have to eat it all in the car, but again, you can kind of bring it with you. So at least you know you have some of that. You can bring what are they called? Perfect bars is what I love. The perfect bars, RX bars, Chomps meat sticks. There's all these little things that for me, I enjoy that we're going to bring. And then there's also like fun snacks that you can bring as well.
Yeah. Something we did when Kateri and I drove home from Florida. Was that last year?
2 years ago.
Oh, wow. 2 years ago. Okay. It was obviously like a 16-hour drive. I remember we had a ton of different snacks with us, but one thing that we just did for consistency for our bodies and waking up and getting in the car was we obviously made our coffee and brought that for the ride, but we also just made our classic breakfast, and put it into a container and ate that about like 30 minutes, only 30 minutes, but 30 minutes into the ride just to get our bodies kind of set like, hey, we're starting the day the same way that we always start the day. We're not going to start it with a perfect bar right in the morning. I want to start it with the fuel, the protein that I typically give my body. And I felt like that really altered how we went about snacking. I mean, we snacked a lot, but...
No, but still, you're right. I feel like it also, because especially when you're driving, you can't really move, right? There is no movement. The movement is stopping at a rest stop and going pee. And if we like to be quick at rest stops, like I don't want to be out about. So again, you're not moving a lot. So how can I bring some normalcy into the travel day? Even when you're flying, it's like, going to the airport, it's nothing about that day is kind of normal. Travel days are always just feel like somewhat of a wash unless you're taking a super early flight and can get to your location early. You know, or else it's just like, I feel like I spent all day traveling today and I hate that. But what can you control about your day? And like Isabel said, I think starting off with your breakfast or bringing your lunch, something that you can eat as a meal, for me, it makes me feel good. If I snack the entire day, I feel crazy.
Yeah, I feel ravenous and I like want to keep snacking.
I keep eating because I'm trying to like satisfy something, and then I realize, oh, it's just because I haven't had an actual meal, so nothing is satisfying because I'm just picking at a bunch of different things. But we like to be prepared in terms of those snacks again because it's something that we can control. and we're going to control what we can control when we're on the road. So I just think that's a big thing. I know it sounds silly, but being prepared in that way can set you up so much, especially if you're traveling with kids. And it's just being prepared is the best feeling in those scenarios. So you don't have to rely on this world to give you healthy food, because you know that they're not.
Exactly. Like, you need to stock up your car. Now, I want to talk a little bit further about this food consistency for the trip, because that was mainly just about the travel of getting there. But we also like to bring some things from home that we want maybe at the Airbnb that we're staying at when we know they're not going to have anything. So for example, we're bringing our Oliva Dorado olive oil, super clean, high quality, great olive oil. We're bringing our Baja sea salt, which is a mineral rich sea salt down there. We're bringing our Honey Plus pre-workout packets, so we have like a clean energy pre-workout. We made like 4 loaves of sourdough that we're bringing, so we don't have to rely on, you know, going to the grocery store and finding sourdough or finding a bread. So just like even thinking in that regards of trying to stock your pantry when you get there with foods that you also like, or even just protein bars or Chomps meat sticks to grab in the morning. So if you are skiing, if you are doing an activity or are doing a hike, you have those healthy snacks with you and don't need to worry as much about grocery shopping out there as well. So it goes beyond just the car ride.
Well, because I think notoriously Airbnbs have the cheapest products that they're going to supply that meet the standards, which I can understand from their business perspective. Like, I can't ask them to give me a high quality olive oil. They're just not going to do that. So it sounds silly, but to us that matters. And it's such a part of our routine. Like, we only use that olive oil. So to go there and they're probably going to have like canola oil or, you know, the little Pam spray for the pans. Like, we don't use that. We don't cook with that. We haven't used that in years. So to go then have to be like, okay, now we have to go to a grocery store to try and find olive oil that's probably not going to be as good. But again, it's not even just about that. It's okay, now we have to go out and buy an olive oil because we didn't just bring our own. Again, we're driving in the car, so we have the luxury of bringing that stuff. Obviously, when you're flying, it gets a little bit harder. But again, if you're traveling like that and it matters, even if you are flying, like, you'll know and you're staying in Airbnb, okay, I know there's a grocery store here. I want to stock up on some of the essentials. And maybe you're not cooking at home at all, and that's okay too. But we know we're going to be living in this Airbnb. Like I said, we aren't planning on probably going out to eat at all just because of where the home is located. But if we do, okay. But if not, everything is going to be cooked there. So it's like, we need to come prepared.
Something that we did last year for Lake Placid, which I really liked, was, since it is obviously in a drivable distance, only like, 3 to 4 hours? How far was that?
I have no idea. 6 hours.
6 hours, but still short enough to be able to do this. We actually brought our raw milk with us, which was so important for us because we truly do bloat and break out and feel like our digestive system change when we have regular whole processed milk. So for us, having our raw milk there was like a huge win. So it's just about having the things that also make you really comfortable and make you allow you to enjoy the things that you like more. I also want to point out, I love what you said about finding a grocery store. Like, I love mapping out when I'm going somewhere. Like, do they have a Sprouts? Do they have Whole Foods? Like, where are those stores so I can know, am I going to be able to get anything there? And if I can, I take kind of the pressure off of me bringing stuff. But if I know I can't, that's really where I stock up beforehand.
And again, we're just saying like a number of different things, mainly because one, we're preparing for this trip and we have access to it all. But this is just to give you like some ideas too of, okay, what can I bring when I go places, and what are tips that you can take? This isn't so you have to put yourself so much in a box that you can't also enjoy wherever you're going. Maybe you don't bring any of this and then you do have to rely on the grocery stores or other things. That's okay too. Sometimes enjoying the vacation is also like letting go of some of this. But for us, it's such a big part of our life, as you guys see on social media and on the podcast when we talk about it, that these are the things that matter to us when we're even going away and for our entire family.
So just think for yourself, like, what matters to you? What's something that you love in your daily life that's a non-negotiable, that if you can bring it, you would bring it and then bring it.
Like, even going off that, like, what supplements do you take? You can bring a little pill container of, you know, Saturday through Sunday, all the different things that you want to bring. Saturday through Sunday, that makes no sense. Monday through Sunday, there we go. All your different supplements, all the things you want to take. Maybe you do want to bring your creatine, your collagen. Maybe you want to bring some electrolyte packets. I always like to bring tea bags with me. Obviously tea bags, a lot of microplastics, but I'm not going to bring my giant bag of red raspberry leaf tea because that thing is freaking huge. But I like to bring things that I know I'm going to want, in that sense that, again, these are things that if I don't take for a week, it will really make me feel like, wow, I was off routine. Like those are simple things. If I wasn't going to use anything else and I had my supplements and some sort of normalcy in that regard, that makes me feel good. I also think if you're on a supplement schedule, you'll probably naturally bring that anyway.
Yeah. That's actually a good segue into the next thing I want to talk about, because I like to think about when traveling, like how to stay consistent with your routines. I like to kind of break it down into 3 buckets. I didn't tell Kateri this, so sorry for blindsiding you, but food consistency, which is what we just talked about, habit consistency, and movement consistency. Like those are the 3 things that I feel like help me feel good in my everyday life, my healthy lifestyle. So I feel like what you kind of just touched on was like habit consistency, bringing things that you habitually do at home in your morning routine, in your night routine, at lunchtime, whatever you do to make you feel like you're living that sense of like that lifestyle. I don't really, not your normal life. I feel like I'm trying to make it sound like a normal life.
No, but I mean, think about it. Like if you, when you go away, you bring all your skincare, you're not going to leave things at home because you're traveling. Like it's your skincare routine. Think about that with any other part of your routine. Like you can bring a lot of other parts of your routine. Okay, maybe you can't bring the giant vibration plate. That's okay. But what can you bring from that routine that does make you feel good? Maybe it's your morning prayer. That is, you don't have to bring anything with you, just yourself into that morning prayer. Maybe you bring your journal with you to journal in the morning. So you have that time for yourself to reflect on the trip. And maybe all your journaling that week is about the trip and what you guys are doing. That's a beautiful thing. Maybe all your prayer is about just the trip and being on vacation with your family. Like you can find ways to bring your routine into it, just like you would bring your skincare or your makeup with you.
Yeah, like for me, I know I want to bring my Bible and my rosary, although I don't know if I'll touch them. I feel like I will, but just to be able to pray a rosary in the morning, waking up 20 minutes before everyone, and enjoy a different scenery while praying my rosary, like that's something that would make me feel really good, rather than just taking a week off from praying it. And because I'm someone who, like, if I don't stay in touch with God when I come back to talk to him, I almost feel like, whoa, I'm not as close to you anymore. So for me, mentally, keeping that habit of prayer is super important for me throughout my travels. And I just feel like that can go for any type of habits that you like, whether it be putting your legs up on the wall right before bed, like you can do that there. So writing down the parts of your daily life that you also enjoy doing that are habitual, that you can find ways to implement there, whether it's going on a quick 2 blocks walk or something in the morning. Like it's just a good way to give your body that sense of normalcy.
Exactly. And then you just feel good too. Like knowing when you're on vacation, you do want to feel good too. And I think these are all things that we know will make us feel good no matter what setting that we're in. Being surrounded by family and so much love, you're also surrounded by a lot of other people. So again, going off of last episode, like how can we give to ourselves before we give to everyone else during the day, and to really enjoy it, being like, okay, I know I did that for myself. Now I can just enjoy the day and wherever it takes me to. I feel like it takes some of the pressure off the vacation as well. Once you do these simple habits that you can do in the morning and by yourself, again, they can be shortened versions of your normal routine as well. I think that's another important thing to point out. Maybe you aren't able to spend 30 minutes to yourself in the morning, but you're like, I can do it for 10 minutes. I can, abbreviate my prayer, maybe abbreviate the morning walk. Like you can pull back, but still get it done, if that makes sense. Because I think a lot of that's like the mental, like check it off the list in a good way.
Yeah. Like the point of vacation is to not make it your normal everyday life, but that doesn't mean you can't bring snippets of your everyday life to vacation. And I think that's what we're trying to express here. If it's going to cause you more stress and doing these daily habits, then don't do it. Just enjoy the vacation. But if, like what Kateri said about movement, it was something she needed in her day that made her feel good, and if it's going to be that for you, then make sure you find ways to implement it.
Yeah, you know yourself best. So going off of that, you have to listen to yourself and what you want to bring with you and do while you're there. Going off of, because you just brought it up, movement is obviously a big part of our life. There are times when there are rarely times when we're not moving at least once throughout the day, doing something. Like even I took off like the week between Christmas and New Year's this year in terms of teaching. I still walked every day. I didn't go to like a Pilates studio every day, but I did try and incorporate movement in my life because I knew, okay, this is my like mini vacation, but I still need to have this movement. We're not a family that can just like sit back and relax and not do anything. So we're planning, like I said, we're planning on hiking. That is a natural way for everyone on the vacation to get involved in movement. It's something that our family enjoys doing, moving together. Even when Brittany and Brendan come here, we always go on like a big family walk, or we go there. Like we like to move and be active. We don't just want to sit around like the entire day, or else I think we'll all go crazy and hate each other.
It's actually crazy how much I will go stir crazy without like a walk.
No,
like
exactly.
if I don't get
And
like
we're
at
gonna
least 2 blocks in, I'm like,
and we're just gonna be in such a beautiful area. So this trip, it almost seems easier to like plan movement into it. And again, maybe not every day is like a 10-mile hike or that we're able to. We don't really know what the conditions are going to be in terms of the snow out there. So also prepping my mind mentally that like we don't know what it's going to be like. These hikes might be more challenging than we realize. We might not really know what to do. Okay, how else can we do it? Maybe it's bringing yoga mats. Again, we're driving, so we have the luxury of having the space. Bringing yoga mat, maybe bring the bala ankle weights so we can use them as wrist or ankle weights, nothing else. Or maybe you bring no weights and you just bring the mat and you do body weight workouts. There's still things that you can incorporate. I know, like our mom was like, I would love to do a Pilates class one morning. Like, Kateri, can you do one? We'll just bring mats. And I'm like, yeah, you know how easy it is to do a workout with nothing else but our body's way. Have weight. We can do a lot with it. So it's planning little snippets into your vacation that you know are going to make you feel good. I think when you're on vacation, it's such a fun time to explore the area that you're in. So walking for us is one of our favorite ways to move when we're vacationing. That's just what we kind of lean on. Maybe if you're in a place where there's a workout studio that you want to try, that's beautiful. We love doing that as well. But maybe you're going to be like us in Tennessee, again, in the middle of nowhere where there's probably not going to be any of that around you. You just can plan it in different ways.
Something else I want to say about movement is we love packing, like no matter what, packing some workout sets so that, because there may be days on the vacation where sometimes we wake up and we're like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. And that's more so just our laziness kicking in when we know that doing it would make us feel really good. So we almost bring these workout sets. So every time we open up the suitcase, we see them and it's kind of a reminder of like, hey, when you were planning this trip, you wanted to move. Let's make sure you get that done. So just like something as silly as that for me is such an indicator of like, oh, that's going to help me move my body when I'm there and be more active. If I only pack sweatshirts and sweatpants because we're going to a cozy cabin, I'm probably not even going to get a walk in. So I like having stuff there that allows me to say, hey, yeah, I want to go on a walk. I have that there. It's not, there's not like an obstacle to be able to go on that walk. It's very easy and effortless.
Exactly. And again, this is one of those things you can shorten too. Like maybe you don't do a full hour workout on the mat, but maybe you do a 10-minute, a 15-minute. Maybe it's literally like 5 minutes of stretching in the morning because you know that's going to make your body feel good. You can still do things without overcomplicating it. I think that's the biggest part about some of it seems complicated, like, oh, bringing the olive oil, the salt, bringing those things. It sounds complicated, but it's to make our life less complicated while we're on vacation. So it takes preparation and like mental prep as well. Like Isabel said, knowing, oh, I'm going to make sure I pack 2 or 3 workout sets because I know when I'm there, it'll make my life easier or make the decision to move a lot easier there. So you do more prep now so it's easier later. And I think that's the biggest takeaway too of wherever you're going, whenever you're going to be away from your routine, how can you prepare leading up to it so that you don't even have to think when you're there? Like that's the whole goal is to not be like thinking and putting so much pressure on it. Okay, I prepared beforehand.
I feel like that's kind of the theme of the whole episode of why we're even talking about this, preparing for vacation for your life to also be easier after, because there is nothing, at least for me, there is nothing I hate more than post-vacation anxiety coming back into real life and not wanting to get acquainted into real life and feeling like there's a brick wall in between me and the Monday that's upcoming. So for me, like all of these things, you may be listening to this and be like, that's so extra, just enjoy your vacation. My vacation is ruined when I'm thinking about the end of it and thinking about how hard it's going to be to get back to reality. So this is something that makes life easier in all regards. It makes me feel good on the vacation and makes life after vacation a lot easier and a lot more beautiful and something I'm looking forward to.
I think one thing that we also like to do when we're on vacation is just allowing it to flow how it needs to too. So we say all these things, but we know it's not rigid and it's not going to be perfect. We could get there and never take out the yoga mat because we've hiked more, we do all this stuff and everyone's been doing activities. That could potentially happen. And we're prepared for that too. It's again, setting ourselves up so it can be an option. But I think just reminding yourself that it might not go 100% as planned. And that is also a part of enjoying vacation, of letting yourself just kind of go with the flow. And maybe your movement looks different than you originally thought there, but that's okay. Maybe you are eating out more than you had thought. Like, we don't really know what that situation is going to be. Our mom is prepping like chili and bringing all that with us. Okay, great. What are we doing the other days, right? So it's just going with the flow a little bit. But like as Will said, knowing that these are the things that are going to help even just mentally when we get home from the trip and during the trip, it's super important. Again, you just have to kind of turn yourself and be like, what does matter to me while going away?
I think that's all we really have to say about this. Wasn't something super complicated. I think it was just something we wanted to share with you guys, to share parts of our life for how we set ourselves up for success, and in hopes to kind of give you guys advice if you're going away and traveling. I feel like the winter time this season is often when people take a lot of trips before summer. And there's been some experiences in the past where I got home and I was like, man, I wish I did more. So we're learning from those. And of course, as we learn, we always want to share that with you so that you guys can learn and grow too. So we hope that you found value in this episode in whatever way that worked for you.
Yeah, we realized it might have been all over the place. All right. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to today's episode. We hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, an amazing rest of your week, and we will see you next time.